Random thought that popped into my head this morning. Wouldn't it be interesting to see a comparison of headphones that are almost in the same price range but way out of a regular consumer's willingness to spend their hard-earned money on? I guess so. The heavies H1H priced regularly at €400 or more. Apple's AirPods Max priced regularly at €469 or more. What are you getting for your money's worth and how do they compare with each other? I'll go over every feature they have, including call and build quality, active noise cancellation, sound quality, codecs, haptics, buttons and touch functionality, battery life, special features for each headphone, and of course, a very subjective thing, design and aesthetics and overall price to performance ratio. And of course, I will offer a point to each winner in each category, or if there is a draw, then both get a point. Sounds fair in my opinion, so let's start with design. These are both miles apart from each other when it comes to design, and especially build quality. They are made for completely different consumers on each end of the spectrum. The heavies, let's say how it is, they aren't pretty. They aren't aesthetically pleasing and they aren't crafted or even finished to perfection. They are rough, they are bold and thunderous in how they look and feel. They are mostly made out of plastics, gigantic hinges, enormous cups and padding, and when they are on your head, they are making the name actually proud. It is quite a statement of a headphone, and I like it since it is made for a metal demographic first, and that's what the heavies actually pretty much nailed with their design. Now, the AirPods Max on the other hand are the complete opposite of everything the heavies stand for. They are one of the most over-engineered pieces of headphones I have ever seen and used. And therefore, they are very pretty in its design language. They are sleek, they are rounded, every angle is specifically designed to match with one another. The headband's woven materials are the same as the ear cup's padding structure, the hinges are thin but sturdy, and the sliding mechanism is crafted exquisitely. It's a joy to use. Everything is metal, aluminium and premium all over. And there's not one single Apple logo on it because the design and look is so unique in their appearance that you don't need to brand it any further. Everyone that sees them knows, oh, these are the AirPods Max. For me, there is no clear winner in the design category, since both of them do serve the target audience perfectly. So 1 point each. Next, buttons and touch thingies, and how do you even control these headphones? The heavies are old school. There is no app, there is no touch functionality, there isn't even any special knobs to turn or dials to rotate. It's all simple switches and buttons and they are self-explanatory. Bluetooth off or pair. For wireless or wire use. Dedicated forward and backward buttons, a knob that has the same feel and pattern as a guitar amp for volume control. And another switch for off, on and noise cancellation, which I still do have problems with. More on that in my full review somewhere in the top corner. But in the end it's a simple to learn and very logical approach to controlling your music with the heavies. The AirPods Max, on the other hand, are as expected super over-engineered, and excuse my pun here, it's to the max. They work best as an extension in your already existing Apple ecosystem and integrate itself nicely and almost, I don't like magical, but automatically. And of course, they only have 2 physical buttons to control your music. No touch controls, no swiping, no unnecessary things that could get too complicated. Even though the 2 controls aren't that intuitive at first glance. There's a big noise control button at the front that toggles between 2 states that you can actually customize in the AirPods Max settings on your phone. Without any customization, it switches between transparency and noise cancellation. And then there's a rotating, clicky digital crown thing that Apple also uses on the watches. It has a multitude of functions. Play, pause and mute during phone calls with a single press. This also of course goes for music. Double click for skipping forward, triple click for going backwards, and then rotate it for volume up or down. It's good and it works well and it makes sense from a user perspective if you're already used to Apple's way of making things different. But it feels, for lack of better terms, out of touch with how controls should actually work on headphones. So all in all, even though I like both ways of approaching controls, and both have their flaws in my opinion, there's no way for me to decide which one is more usable. So it's another draw, 1 point each. Battery life. This could be a very easy thing to quickly glance over. You read the specs and then you're like, oh, the heavies have 50 hours of runtime and the AirPods Max only 20 hours. Pfft, the AirPods Max are such bad headphones. The thing is, I need to throw the active noise cancellation into this point, otherwise it wouldn't be a fair comparison. Except if you are someone who does not use ANC on the headphones, then it's of course 1 point for the heavies. Otherwise, The heavy's runtime is 50 hours without ANC, and it goes down to 35 hours with ANC on, which is more like 30 hours. The AirPods Max are always on when it comes to ANC. Okay, but that's still a difference of 10 to 15 hours. Yeah, that's correct, but the AirPods Max ANC is miles ahead of anything the heavies can actually produce, and I really mean that. While the heavies can block out certain low tone rumblings, they fall very much on their face when it comes to midtones and especially high frequency ranges and voices. Yeah, the ANC has a fancy name, Hell Blocker, but it isn't great ANC at all. It's what I expect in a $100 headphone, but not for $400. Now the AirPods Max on the other hand, damn, low tones, mid-tones, voices, even me writing this script now on my keyboard directly in front of me with no music on, I could not hear my keystrokes. It's heaven when it comes to focusing on your thoughts. And dare I say it, I'd rather have 20 hours of focused silence and concentration than 30 to 35 hours of sound scraping in from everywhere around me. So it's 1 point for heavy users if you're not using ANC, but 2 points for the AirPods Max for ANC in combination with battery runtime. Next up, regular as well as special features. The heavies feature Bluetooth 5.1, USB-C for charging, SBC, AAC and aptX adaptive in terms of codecs, multi-point with 2 devices at the same time, and 2 specials that I actually haven't seen on any other headphones so far. The first one, built-in customizable shells that can be clicked onto the sides of the headphones. It's pretty cool if you want to show off your favorite band, and it's actually a pretty genius idea in my opinion, especially for the metal crowd that this headphone is predominantly made for. They love to wear band shirts or hoodies or merch all the time. And the second one, 8 positional drivers, 4 per ear cup, 2 in the front, 2 from the sides. This is what makes these very unique and probably the most appealing thing when you actually want to buy them. But they lack in terms of regular things. There's no dedicated heavies app, you need to use other apps like Wavelet to actually tweak the sound to your liking, and there is no LDAC codec. Now for the AirPods Max, it's complicated. Since these are specifically designed to integrate with other Apple devices, they work flawlessly when it comes to that. Instant pairing when you put them on your head. The best multipoint experienced so far. The only spatial audio I regularly use that actually works like it should and gives you the immersion you expect from having spatial audio in the first place. They are filled to the brim with sensors and chips ranging from optical sensors in each ear cup to positional sensors, a case detect sensor to turn them off when you're putting them into the handbag style case, 2 accelerometers, 1 gyroscope sensor, 8 microphones dedicated to ANC, 2 H1 chips for computational audio adaptation depending on the seal and fit of your cushioning. They have replaceable ear cups that are magnetically attached to the frame. Bluetooth 5.0, and in hindsight, quite a stupid decision charging per lighting port, which in 2024 has become obsolete. And then to top it all off, codecs wise, it's only SBC and AAC, and since this is Apple, of course there is no aptX or LDAC. And there's also no wired connection. So points wise, I think I have to give 1 each again. They are designed for different people and different needs, but both headphones have their ups and of course they also have their downs. And this also goes for the microphone and the call quality. The heavies use 2 mics in total for voice pickup. And it shows. It's not bad, but it's not great either. The AirPods Max on the other hand, they use 3 mics in total out of the 8 built-in ones to pick up your voice. And I don't like it either. This is one of the things I was really disappointed with in both headphones. Here's a comparison of the mic quality. Now when it comes to mic and call quality, here's a little bit of talking and recording these headphones in different scenarios. I find them fine and nothing special, but I guess this all depends on the connection quality and what you actually expect for $400 plus. Now when it comes to mic and call quality, here's a little bit of talking and recording these headphones in different scenarios. I find them fine and nothing special, but I guess this all depends on the connection quality and what you actually expect for $400 plus. Yeah, in my opinion, neither of the 2 get a point. It's not that great in the end, and if I give 1 to each, it feels like they earned it. And with the mics, I don't think they have. Now the last thing on my list, sound quality. And I don't know how to shift this into the right perspective. It's again difficult to decide. In person, both headphones sound quite good. Both headphones, without any EQing, sound very different. Both headphones are made for different music and music lovers. The heavies, with their multitude of different drivers, can produce a powerful, dynamic sound that is unique, to say the least. A lot of people say they are muffled when they first get to experience it, and I have to fully agree with them. The first couple of hours I really did not enjoy the sound, but after getting used to it being so different and powerful, I really began to enjoy it very much. Now when it comes to the AirPods Max, the sound is really focused differently. It's crystal clear in all of its frequency ranges. There's virtually no distortion in any of it. Yes, it does lack the higher clarity of better codecs, but the sound it can produce with a lower bitrate is mightily impressive. It has enough boom to take your socks off, without compromising any mid-range or high frequencies. The Max, in comparison to the heavies, which are made for one specific music genre only, but they do excel in two, metal and electronics, are great in almost every kind of music you throw at it, and it shows. Is it the best? No, of course not, but it's darn close in satisfying everyone's taste across all genres. So I guess here is my typical binaural audio comparison of both headphones. In the extended version, roughly 3 minutes of uninterrupted impressions. So I think I have to give the point to the AirPods Max here. Overall, it is the more satisfying sound quality for more people than what actually the Heavy's narrow approach offers. And now in total, overall, I think the AirPods Max win by 2 points. But the thing is, both headphones do have their flaws, and for $400 plus or even more, both headphones aren't the great headphones everyone says they are. There are so many typically small things that Heavies could have improved to make the headphone better. And Apple, especially with their bazillions of dollars available, could have stopped being Apple for a second, which would have made the first iteration of the Max a lot better. For Gen 2, I want to see a power off button, a better case, more high quality codecs, improvements to the overall weight, better mic quality, a USB-C charging port, and that they actually better work with Android and Windows systems. Now, the Sonos Ace, the first headphone Sonos ever made, will have arrived in my studio when this video will be online. And from the first previews that I've read about, they seem to do a lot of things better that Apple should have done in the first place. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned for my review of the Sonos Ace and probably another video comparing it with the AirPods Max. As always, My name is Leechtm and I'm off writing the next scripts. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are plenty more of this type of content and many other things available for you to watch. Have a great day, see you around, and goodbye. Bam.